Hey there everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are gonna go shopping for some new holiday decor. And you guys know that I like to take you through more affordable stores and point out those specific items that have a much more designer feel to them, so you're able to get that high-end look on a budget. And then we'll come back home and I'll show you everything that I found for my own space and how I'm planning to style it so you can get some fun holiday decorating inspiration for your own space this season. And everything that can be linked will be linked down below in the description box, so check that if you want to reference anything. But yeah, should be a fun video, so without further ado, let's go shopping. Okay, so first I stopped off at Michael's because I find some great holiday decor deals here, and the first thing I saw were these lanterns with some snowy frosted LED trees, and it reminded me a lot of a similar one they sell at Pottery Barn for 80 bucks, while the large size here was only $20 and the small was 15. Another piece that gave off that designer look were these vintage inspired trumpet taper candle holders. I love how unique these are, and they look super similar to the ones that they sell on Magnolia, but just for half of the price. And I love the festive yet classy shape of these, and they'd be so pretty styled on a mantle to add some height or along a holiday tablescape. Another expensive looking piece was this stunning gold bow mirror tray, and they actually sell a really similar looking tray at Anthropologie for $54, while this one is on sale for only $24. And these trays help to give off that vintage old world feel to your styling, which is so perfect for the holidays. I love how festive the bow detail is and just the antique feel of it, and you could totally use this year round as well. And if you can't tell, I'm really loving all of these gold and brassy accents. I think it just helps to add a nice vintage inspired warmth to a space and looks really good contrasted with holiday greenery. And they also had a ton of gorgeous winter themed wall art pieces. One of my favorites was this snowy photograph that looks super similar to pieces that they sell at Pottery Barn for over 100 bucks, while this one was on sale for 25. And they even had this cute Santa one too. Another piece of faux greenery that I see on so many designer sites are magnolia wreaths, like this one from Anthropologie priced at $198, while this one is only 40 bucks. And I love that this one includes the little details that give it a more designer look and feel, like the vintage bells and the green velvet ribbon and that rustic pine cone detail on there. So a holiday decor piece that's super classic and timeless are wooden nutcrackers, and they had so many to choose from here, and designer sites like McGee & Co sold similar nutcrackers that sold out the first week of November. So this can be a great spot to come and get your hands on one for a more affordable price, and then you could just add a sealer or a stain of your choice. They even had these giant ones if you want to make a statement in somewhere like a front entryway. And another expensive looking piece was this ornament candle that was on sale for $12.50, and this looks super similar to the ornament candles that they sell at places like Arhaus for $60. I've also seen a similar one at Nordstrom for double the price, and it looks almost identical. And another thing that I spotted was this antique look amber glass tree, and I actually have something similar to these that I found a couple years ago, and I used them in a tablescape, and I love all of the warmth that the amber glass added to my space, so I thought that these were a pretty find too. So another affordable decor store where you can score some more high-end looking pieces is At Home. And something that's been pretty big the past couple of years are dried orange garlands. And these can be a fun DIY to help add a natural pop of color to your space, or you can buy this one pre-made for 10 bucks. I kind of wish these guys weren't covered in glitter, but they could still be pretty to incorporate with some greenery for a good price. I also love these sugar top acorns. I actually used these as a little garnish on my breadboards in my kitchen last year, just to incorporate something small and affordable that would dress up the decor that I already had. Another thing that I love decorating with during the winter and holiday seasons are pine cones. They just help to add that rustic, earthy element to my decorating and are really affordable. And this pine cone garland would be so pretty to add to a tree or to string along the middle of a tablescape for some extra texture and interest. Another thing that I love incorporating during the holidays are pieces that are made out of amber glass, and I loved this footed amber glass bowl. It would be so pretty to add some nice snowy pine cones in here, or maybe some ornaments for a warm festive feel. And speaking of ornaments, I loved these antique look gold ornaments. I have some super similar ones that I use every single year, and I bought them at a little boutique back in North Carolina, so these are a great alternative to that, and they're such a steal at only $4 each. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but last year McGee & Co sold these really pretty gold pomegranate decor pieces, and they actually weren't available
available this year, so this could be a great alternative if you were looking for something similar. And since there was only one size here, you could pair it with this gold pear ornament. And if you were looking for a little set of two similar to the McGee & Co ones, this could be pretty with the little pomegranate and the pear. Next, I spotted this super gorgeous rustic bowl filler, and it reminded me a lot of the Pottery Barn one, but if I'm being honest, I like this one better because it has those extra details like the dried oranges and the little pieces of cedar greenery, just giving off a really natural and rustic feel, which I love.
Okay, so we're back home from the stores now, and we're gonna start the haul portion of this video where basically I'm gonna show you guys everything that I found for my own space and give you some fun styling ideas. Last year, if you guys remember, I incorporated a lot of burgundy accents throughout my space for the holiday season, and I loved how that looked. I felt like it was just the right amount of color. It gave it a little pop, but was still subtle and natural and festive and classic all at the same time. So I'm gonna try to incorporate more of those burgundy accents throughout my space this year and just kind of slowly collect little pieces that will help give me that pop of burgundy throughout my home. So when I was at home, I found this stunning bunch of blackberry stems. So these were actually part of their fall decor, and they were on sale for like $3.75 per stem. So what my plan is gonna be with these is actually to put them in our Christmas tree, because these have such a beautiful texture and the leaves actually look super lifelike on them, and the burgundy tones in here are perfect. So my plan is to put them in our Christmas tree, which is not up yet. So I will show that in my full-on Christmas decorate with me, but I'll kind of show you guys an example of how it looks put in the little pine tree that we have. We have this like cute little accent pine tree that I put up already, and you'll see that it just kind of takes the tree from like this like rustic natural tree and just elevates it a little bit and kind of gives it like that anthropology terrain look, to where it's effortlessly styled, but it looks really elegant and expensive and designer. Okay, so one of my all-time favorite greenery pieces to use throughout the holiday season are these really beautiful Real Touch Norfolk pine stems, and I love how realistic these look. I have them in the stems, I have a little mini Christmas tree, and I also have it in the garland, and I mentioned it so many times on my channel, and I've used them so many different ways throughout the years, and they're just like my go-to staples that really help to enhance my space and give it that designer feel. So when I saw this next piece, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting that. And it is this really beautiful Real Touch Norfolk pine wreath, which I actually don't have the wreath and I've been wanting it for a long time, but A Floral sells one that's $58, and that's always just like a little bit pricey for me for a wreath. So when I saw this guy for 30 bucks, I was like, okay, that is a deal. So you guys know in my space, I like to keep things very natural and woodsy looking. So the only drawback for me personally was that this was covered in a lot of glitter. So what I had to do was I went through and I kind of just rubbed a lot of the glitter off to give it more of like that naked, rustic, organic feel. And it just looks a little bit more realistic in my personal opinion. I think the snow is pretty, but I just didn't want so much glitter. So I was able to rub a lot of it off, and now it kind of looks a lot more like the A Floral one, which is nice. And I love how full the foliage is on here and the beautiful movement that it has and just the realistic look that it gives off. And this wreath is so beautiful just hung on its own, or you can enhance it a little bit and put some garnishes on it, like some little bells or a bow, or you can put some dried oranges in here, or maybe some dried florals, just to give it a little pop of color and visual interest. So I figured the price of $29.99 was a really good deal and totally worth taking some extra time to rub some of this glitter off. And now basically I have a super similar look to the A Floral one, just for a fraction of the price. Okay, so something that I talk about all the time on my channel is the importance of incorporating vintage and antique pieces into your decorating. These really help to infuse character to your space and add a lot of texture and make your space feel lived in and cozy, which is super important when it comes to the holiday season. So this is why a lot of times in rustic decor, you'll see things like vintage sleds or skis. This just really helps to give a space character and personality. So when I can find pieces at the store that look like they have that vintage feel to them, I scoop them up. So I found these absolutely stunning vintage inspired wood ornaments. Now, these just have that really rustic patina look to them. Obviously they're new, but they look like they've been used on an old lathe machine for years. And these guys were $3.99 $7.99 each. So I bought 5 total, and my plan actually with these right now, I think, is to use them for bowl filler. My tree isn't up yet, so I think that these will add a really nice, beautiful warmth and texture to my decorating. I'll probably add some greenery in there in the bowl with it just to give it more of like that festive holiday feel. But these would look really beautiful hung on a tree as well. But I felt like these were a really unique find and something that can help infuse that personality into my space for a really great price. All right, so one of those things I think I have a problem with buying are holiday stems. I don't know though, every single time the holiday rolls around and I start decorating, I bring out my previously purchased stems and then like I go through them so fast, I'm like, dang, I wish I had more. Maybe because I also have a vase problem. Wow, I'm just making this connection now that because I have a vase problem, I obviously need holiday stems to fill them all. Okay, that makes sense. But anyway, nonetheless, I found some beautiful, realistic holiday stems. So I found these really beautiful kind of like sagey blue color holiday stems, and these were $7.99 per stem. I bought 5 total, and I figured these would be perfect to pop in my rustic vases just to give my space that like freshly foraged feel. I love that these are Real Touch for a very affordable price. It used to be if you wanted to buy like Real Touch greenery, it was very expensive and not a lot of affordable stores had them in their stores yet. So this year we're kind of seeing a lot more of those like filter in, which I love. I also love the color of this. It has that really beautiful, almost like blue tint to it, which I really like. So yeah, $7.99 per stem. These give off a super realistic, like freshly foraged feel to your space. And I love the Real Touch quality to them. They definitely give off a really high-end look for a very affordable price. Okay, so something that can really help to enhance your holiday decorating is the use of artwork. One piece that I found that I feel like really helps to tie my theming together this year is this stunning reindeer print. And I just love how woodsy this feels, how rustic it feels. It has all of this beautiful snowy texture on top. So just by looking at this, you kind of like feel like the snow is raining down. It feels like you're glancing into a snow globe, which I love. It just feels so cozy. And this is a piece that looks a lot more expensive than it is. I feel like it looks like something that could be sold at Pottery Barn. And this guy was only $17.50. So I bought this because not only is it a beautiful, earthy, rustic image that kind of gives off that like really cozy cabiny vibe, but it's super versatile. This can go so many places. You can hang it on a wall. I can pop it on a shelf. It can go on my console table. I can put it in a bathroom or pop it against my backsplash. And because it's so versatile, I can use it in a different way every single year. So it'll help my space to feel fresh, and it gives me a lot of options when incorporating this into my holiday decor. Okay, so something else that I like to incorporate into my holiday decorating are like rustic figural pieces. So pieces that you can pop on a mantle or a shelf that just help to give your space that festive feel. This year I showed you guys how I bought those driftwood trees, and wooden nutcrackers are also really great for that. And when I saw this next piece, I knew that I had to add it to my collection, and it's this really beautiful rustic reindeer head. I love how rustic and woodsy this looks, and it's really simple, but it still makes a statement. It has some beautiful lines to it. This guy was only $14.99, which is such a steal. They also had a larger reindeer there as well. I believe that one was like $35, and that one was really beautiful. I honestly contemplated getting that one as well, but I didn't really have a spot for it since it was a little bit larger and took up some more surface space. This one was really easy to pop on a mantle because of its size, and I also thought it'd be kind of cool if I could find a little mini LED light and put it in here. That might be kind of cool to give it like a cozy glow at nighttime. So just again, one of those pieces that's made out of a natural organic material that's still super festive, but helps to give my space that earthy, natural feel, which I love. Okay, so we've got another affordable, realistic looking holiday greenery stem, and I found these really pretty pine cone stems. These guys were only $6.99 each at Michael's, and obviously, you all know by now, I love a pine cone detail. I feel like that really helps to enhance your greenery and makes it feel a lot more rustic and woodsy. And because the pine cones are real, I think it kind of tricks your eye into thinking the surrounding greenery is real as well. So like when you have a real element mixed in with fake elements, it kind of creates a little bit of an illusion, which is really helpful. That's another reason why I try to incorporate pine cones into my greenery, or buy greenery that specifically has pine cones in them. So in total, this bunch was was only $14, and this is perfect for those like smaller vases that you want to pop on your console table or your coffee table or in a bathroom or something like that. Definitely really affordable and gives off that natural woodsy vibe for a very good price. So a budget-friendly hack when decorating for the holidays is to collect those little pieces that when you pop them next to decor that you already have, it can help everything feel really festive without having to like overhaul everything and change up the look of everything. So you're able to make use of the decor that's already there, but it still gives it a little bit of a festive flair. So one of the pieces that I found that really helps to do that was this cute little snowy pine cone candle. And I don't think I will be lighting this. It's just so beautiful on its own, and it's perfect to pop on a shelf with decor that you already have out year round. These are also great to put in places like bathrooms or to pop on little trays in places like living rooms. They're a great accent to accent something like a larger vase if you want to pop it next to that. So a really versatile piece. And this guy was only $8.99, and I've seen expensive designer sites sell similar products for much more. So I liked that this one had the little snowy tips on it. I think that has a nice bit of contrast and just kind of gives it that woodsy look. And you could also use several of these dotted throughout a tablescape and some garland to also give your space a more festive feel. So a really versatile piece for a great price. Okay, so for this piece, I have a quick little backstory. So basically a couple of years ago, Arhaus sold this really beautiful burgundy beaded ornament, and I was obsessed with it. I'll see if I can find a photo to insert because I don't think they sell it anymore, but I was on the hunt for a dupe. I searched for 2 years and I could not find anything. I even ordered these ones online and I got them in person, and they were like super pink and the color was like not good, so I had to return them. And I was super bummed because I had this idea in my head of what I wanted to decorate my tree with, but I just like couldn't find it. And so this year when I was doing some like preliminary online searches, I found these, and they were exactly what I was looking for. They are these really beautiful beaded burgundy ornaments. To me, these look exactly like the ones that they were selling on Arhaus, but just for a fraction of the price. These guys are only $2.99 per ornament, and these look so much more expensive than that because, like I said, I'm trying to incorporate that burgundy accent into my space. So actually what I did was I went online and I found the at home that had the most of these in stock, and I went to that one and they had none. I went there and they just had a couple of the blue ones, and I was so bummed. I even asked the manager, and at the time they were just like unpacking a bunch of boxes, and they were really nice and they looked around for a while for me, but they could not find them. So then I called all the at homes in my area, and the one that had them, they only had 3. So right now I only have 3, but I did order a bunch more online because these are going to be a staple in my tree decorating this year. So I'm really excited about it, but I was happy that they at least had 3 so I could show you guys on camera before I start decorating my tree. They just have such a beautiful texture to them, and I love that sugared beaded look. I think that it just helps everything to feel really festive and kind of glittery without being like too over the top. I think it's just a really classic look, and it helps to add an interesting texture and gives it some visual interest while still looking really elegant at the same time. So definitely an amazing find with these guys, and I cannot wait to use them on my tree. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little holiday decor shop with me and haul. If you did and found some inspiration in it, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support my channel, and be sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you're notified when my future holiday decor videos go live. And I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful and fabulous week, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!